Well, this is a picture of the Rosamond High School tennis court. Supervisor Weinstein mentioned it last night at the public meeting and said that the windscreens were up and the surfaces were fixed and it's ready to go. He also accepted a donation of 25 tennis rackets and tennis balls from Team Head and thanked them very much publicly for helping the school. There are 3 courts here at Rosamond High, and they look like they are ready. Beautiful. Lined and protected from the wind, and ready for kids to learn how to play tennis. A sport they can use their whole life.
As Olaf said, my name is Dusty. A little bit about myself. I will be 41 years old come August. This is actually my second shop. I own one in Michigan. Sold it, moved out here. I like this community. I like it a lot. It's got phenomenal biking. The people are absolutely wonderful. I've only been here 5 years now. My wife and I bought the house. It's been super cool, actually. It's been a lot of fun. Probably one of my favorite parts about being here is meeting all the people and getting to know everybody. Olaf actually called me and asked me if I would speak about something, and I didn't really have anything to say, but the only thing, he's like, well, you can talk about trails, you can talk about bikes, you can kind of talk about anything. Well, interestingly enough, what's been on my mind most recently is health. I actually spent a day in the hospital a few months ago because I was having chest pains, and nobody knew why. They had me hooked up to all the machines and everything. I live pretty healthy, at least I try to anyway. And anyway, long story short, after a day in the emergency room, it came to find out that it was just stress related. I had no health issues, anything like that, but the things that did come to my mind were, I could have esophagus cancer or, heart attack or something, of that nature. So I was a little scared. So that kind of sparked me with, actually with the cancer research, because I helped on the run, walk, and ride last year with Greg, the cancer walk, and that was a lot of fun. I actually stepped down from that because it takes a lot of my time, and it's hard for me because I do have a small business and my son and everyone is, so sometimes it does get pretty hectic for me, and it's hard with the schedule and the family home, because most importantly is my family. So I have dogs and cats, which are part of my family, and obviously my wife, so we have to take care of everybody. But I won't take up too much of your time because I know we have a lot of time. But anyway, so what I'm getting at is healthy living is super important, and since I've been doing some research on living healthy and being healthy, what I found out more than anything is that your immune system is the most important key to health. The most important way to actually defend against cancer, which is a big thing that everybody's afraid of, and there's millions of dollars every year dumped into funds to help, find a cure for cancer, but that's not actually correct. Cancer is not a disease. A disease is something foreign to the body. Cancer is not foreign to the body. Any cell has a chance to mutate into cancer. If the cell mutates more than twice, it has an opportunity to become cancer and grow. If your immune system is too clogged up with fat, crappy food, processed things, preservatives, pretty much anything you buy at the grocery store, on the internal parts of the grocery store is loaded with all of that. If you flip over the label and actually read what people are eating and what we ingest every day, you can't even pronounce probably 90% of the label. So it's kind of like, is that really what I want to eat? So with that, I can just go in really in small detail of what this is, and I don't proclaim myself to be a whiz on this or anything. You can research this all for yourself, and you'll find out the same things I did. Your immune system, the first line of defense against cancer, your T cells, are actually the smallest cells you have to fight this, and your T cells will recognize the cancer if it's not busy with anything else. So if this isn't busy, it'll actually take care of the cancer right away, and everybody has cancer in their body right now. It's taken care of on a daily basis. You don't even know it. The T cells actually produce 3 chemicals: hydrogen peroxide, nitric oxide and hydrochloride, which is the active ingredient in bleach. Those three things are activated. The T cells will kind of buddy up with the cancer, and it'll just kind of stick a little needle into it, and they'll kill it. And then the cancer goes through the lymphatic system, gets lymph nodes, and it gets chewed up by bigger cells, and then spit out through your kidneys and dispersed throughout your body. Now that's kind of where the healthy living comes into. Your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump like your heart pumps. It's being pumped by movement. You have to have some sort of movement that's low impact because you don't want to destroy your joints or anything like that. So, if you can segue into bicycling, bicycling is a perfect way to get your body moving, because as your body moves, it actually pumps the lymphatic system, which gets everything going and cleans it out. There's also an exercise what they call rebounding. You can get yourself a little trampoline that has at least 4-inch springs. A lot of them that they sell at like Sports Lane, things like that, will have 2-inch springs. I'm not selling anything because I don't sell them in my store, so this isn't a pitch. It's just what I've been reading. They call it rebounding. If you can bounce on a trampoline for about 2 minutes every hour, and obviously we're all pretty busy, so I would say if you actually have, if you found a tumor or something like that, you've been to the doctor, getting a tumor isn't a death sentence. There's plenty of reports. There's hundreds of documented cases of people having tumors. There's a guy in Washington that had one larger than a volleyball in his stomach. They told him he had 4 months to live, so he went home, cleaned up his diet, cleaned up his water, did these, followed this strict regimen. He actually got rid of it within 4 to 5 months. So, and the doctors were all amazing. These stories are everywhere. So it's not just something that's out there. It's actually happening. The rebounding exercise is actually for your lymphatic system. It's for your T cells and your B cells, the cancer-fighting agents, and the ones that will take care of any viruses you have, because they need exercise as well. The rebounding is super low impact. Excuse me. So as you jump up and down, these cells, they're round by nature, but they actually have arms that will reach out this way and reach up this way. So as you're doing a light bounce up and down on this trampoline, your cells are actually trying to stay in place to do their job. So then they got to exercise to stay in place and do their job. What happens is they grow 20% bigger, and they'll actually your immune system will create 14 times the amount of cells, fighting cells, in that 1 to 2 minutes. Now, after an hour passes, your system will go back to normal. So that's why they say do it again. So it's kind of like, do it as much as you can, as much as your daily schedule will allow. Even if you're healthy, you can do it to just be like, okay, cancer is probably the only thing that scares me to death. I don't, I've had family members die of it, and knowing what I know now, it's kind of disheartening because you don't really have to die from this disease. To treat it, they'll treat it with radiation, chemotherapy, things like that, but that's not good either, because all of those cancers are cells, so you have this stuff that kills the cell, but if it's killing a cancer cell or a bad cell, it's also killing your good cells, which are your T cells and your B cells and your fighting cells.